Hello and welcome to today's session of programming a little adventure game, or kind of a game, enhanced or basically run by an AI. Right now it's a Vardin app that is communicating with Ollama system hosted in a Docker container, and it's running a LLaMA 3.2 model. And yeah, I did some things during the week, and I want to show you that stuff. So first of all, let's try this. Yes. Let's put me. Whoop. Oh, that's adventurous. All right, here we are. First of all, I tried because, yeah, some days ago, OpenAI released that GPT-OSS model, which is basically a new model from OpenAI. And it's supposed to be quite good. And there's a smaller model, the 20 billion model, which has only 14 gigabytes. But unfortunately, that is already too much for my GPU here. As you can see, we only have 6 gigabytes available. So it's not possible to run in my hardware, unfortunately. So what I tried as well is DeepSeek. Oh yeah. I tried DeepSeek first, the DeepSeek model, but I had a problem because, well, for one, that's not available. I think there's a smaller version available that could, yeah. That's available for my graphics card. Hi, Catherine. Thanks for joining. Finally, that's great. Yeah, first of all, it's available for my graphics card, but unfortunately, I don't know why, because it says here it enables tools, but I can't communicate with it through LangChain4J with tooling. So the library then says, not this error. It says another error that it's not, it can't use the tools. So that's really not usable for me. And then I found this Qwen 3 model that's also available for a smaller size. And I tried that, and it has some reasoning, which I found really interesting. So if we go into the app right now, I think it's already running. Yeah, we still have Hans as our hero. Then we can see there's a lot of reasoning going on, thinking. And that's pretty cool. I like what it says, but it says too much, right? And it takes too long. So it takes a really long time, even though it's running completely in my graphics card, but it's taking a long time and it's thinking a lot. And I don't know, I didn't try to deactivate the thinking out loud, at least. But still, last time I tried that, it was pretty interesting to see, because it then, yeah, it added some items. That's what it did last time as well, after thinking. So let's see what it does. It's pretty cool to see, I thought. Yeah. While it is thinking, we can take a look at the UI. I did some minimal changes here. So I finally got around drawing these health bars and mana bars, at least with some color and a bit bigger and some captions, but I didn't get around to actually writing down the value now that I see it again. Okay. Let's take a look at the Git history as well. Yeah, so what I did was also finishing that LangChain4J integration that works now. And the most painful part was building that tool executors. So I am building a hash map of tool specifications and a tool executor, which basically does the same thing as before. We get a name for that tool, a description, what it does, and then we say what it actually does. And one thing that is more painful than with Spring AI by a lot is this one. So we want to set the health here, and like I said, we use the same text description as before. But we have to say, well, if you want to give an argument to that tool, we build a JSON schema for it, and we add an integer property, which is the title health. And what does that property do? That argument, basically, it's 0 to 100, and it sets the health. Well, pretty redundant again, but still, it does what it needs to do. And then when the function is called, when the tool is executed, we need to pass that argument back from a map and get that health property back into our function. And that's pretty painful, I thought. It worked just fine, but it took a lot of time that was unnecessary. All right. No, wait, before we go on, let's see what we also changed. Yeah, the properties changed a bit. I think we did that even together. All right, and here we added the tools. That was all done live, I think. Yeah, I removed the max health and max mana thing. I thought for simplicity's sake, we just say the health and mana is percentual. Oh, is that the right word? Like it goes from a 0 to 100%. It's percentage. That's the right word. And so we got rid of some functions that are unnecessary because it makes things complicated in a useless way. Yeah, that was it. I changed the input a bit. I deleted the ambiguous fate. I thought that was really unsatisfying. If you play a game and then at the end you just get, well, it's kind of the end, but we don't know. The hero has the following stats. I don't know why I added max health and max mana, because I actually should have removed that. Let's take a look at that. And then, yeah, some simple formatting for our progress bar. Okay, let's take a look at that game prompt really quick, because I don't like that at all. Yeah, the hero has the following stats, which you can use. No, you can't. That was a mistake. From 0 to 100. Okay. Let's now go to the interesting part. So it is done thinking, and it did some things then. Where was the end of the thinking parameter here? Let me check the tools. So yes. So the response would be, and then it's nothing. Okay. Interestingly, we get some inventory, and that's something that never really worked really good before, so this is good. But I would like to get into that text, so I'm not reading out loud, but just scanning over it to see some things. Wait, the problem says initial the hero with full health, mana, and some random items in the inventory, so I should set them health to max values first. Let me think. The max health and mana aren't specified. We'll take an integer from 0 to 100, similar to mana, but the user wants to initialize with full health. Let's assume max health is 100. That's a great assumption, and that was a big fail on my end. So it's a good thing that we cleared that up. Then add some random items. Yes, that's great. Wait, the add inventory item parameter has a new inventory item as integer. Wait. Type integer. Well, that could be a problem. Yeah, it is chatty, Catherine. I didn't think it would chat that much, but it helps. So maybe we can optimize the string here. So add inventory item has an integer. Maybe that was a fail on my part. Let's go to the hero UI communicator, add inventory item. Here we have it. And we add indeed an integer property, which does not make sense at all. That's a great catch. And what do we actually do? We get the string out of it. So yeah. Cool. I like that. So simply by using a different model, we actually find something out about the prompt that was wrong. Looking at the tools. Yes, we found that out. The hero has the following stats, which you can use. Yes, max. Okay. That's great. Okay, it's a lot about the inventory. For each function call, return a JSON object. Okay, but the user's first step is to generate a story with Hans facing an epic fiend. Oh, did I? Yeah, I did that last time already. Okay, because I wanted the story to start off epic. Because otherwise you just stand in the middle of the woods and it's taking a long time, and we don't have time. We want to get right into the action. Wait, the user says initial the hero with full health. Yeah. So we have to stop that, or we already did basically. Add inventory item has parameter. Yeah, we got through that. Inventory is integer, alternatively internal numbering for items. No, we don't have that. So it should add 3 items, but it did only add 2. Interesting. Needs to be made. Let's see. Some random items. Yes, should. It should just generate the story, but before that, initial the hero's state. That's exactly what I said, actually. And in LLaMA 3.2, it skipped that a lot of times. Not all the time, but a lot of times. Wait, this is a problem. Let me recheck the tools definition. Yeah, well, it can't get over the fact. Okay. Item to add. You may call one or more functions to assist with the user query. So that's probably something that LangChain4J adds. I'm thinking. I'm not sure, but I think it does some. It adds some prompts to it, basically. So right now I'm thinking maybe we're doing something wrong, because we are not setting a system prompt. could that be a better way to first set the system prompt and then to say, well, okay, let's begin the story? I'm not sure if this is a better way. Let's do one step at a time. Okay, begin the story. User messages needs to generate the game. Okay, it seems to say a lot of the same things over and over again. Wait, no, the user's asking, does this generate the game? Yes, needs to use the tools, yes. So the process is called set health, set mana, add inventory item for 2 items. Okay, now we are down to 2 items, not 3 anymore. But that's, well, perfectly fine. Wait, but according to the problem's instructions, the assistant should first output the tool calls, if any, then the final answer. Ah, interesting. So that's probably something that LangChain4J also generates. Yeah. For each function call, returns a JSON object. Yeah. So it's doing the same thing over and over again, and then by that getting clearer in its own mind somehow. Yes. The tools call, and then yeah. But it forgot the story. All right. First of all, so this is very chatty, and we don't need that because this is taking too much time. And I don't know if I deactivate it, it probably generates the same text, and it's taking the same amount of time probably. And that's really bad as well, but I would like to try it. So what I want to do is deactivate this. How do I deactivate thinking? No, the thinking section with LangChain4J while using Ollama with the model. Okay. How to disable. Right, that's what I found out as well, that we can toggle this through the CLI or interactive prompt, and that should be available through LangChain4J as well. Okay, we could just append no think, but I don't think I like that a lot. This is cool as well, so that if we run this model, we can add think false. But again, not ideal. I would like to, and I think I saw that before in the actual call for the AI, we could just add something. So this creates the chat model. Is this our main? Yes, this is our main method. Hey, just saw that. That's interesting. So all our tool calls should be here. And they are. Oh yeah, okay. This was my previous try. Now we are here. And this is very cool. So we found out that it added some items, and it did so absolutely right, even though we did a huge, we made a huge mistake here by adding an integer property. And I would like to check. Oh no, I erased the add tool annotations that I used with Spring AI. Okay, where were we? Here we are. So can we add arguments here? The model name, that's great. Custom headers could be something we want. Think. Oh, well, I'm stunned. Don't think. That was way too easy. That was way too easy. I don't think that will work. Easy never works here. But let's try. Okay, we are online. And this is still loaded. This is great. That we don't have to wait for it to load again. It's thinking. Why is it thinking? Can we see the actual call it does? I don't think so. Yeah. Okay. So, LangChain4J, Ollama, think. Java version. Yeah. I was actually really hoping that with LangChain4J we get better search results. But unfortunately we don't, and I don't know why this is not explored more. I think actually that I really should put this stuff that I do here into some blog posts, because it has way too not enough coverage, right? I think true, something like that. Thinking. Yes. So this is relatively new. Yes, I know. And it's great to have a thinking AI, but it's also great if we can set it to no think. And that's the Ollama part, yeah. Disable thinking, set think, hide thinking, great as well. Is available. This helps users who want to use thinking models but simply want to see the answer. That's really interesting as well. So by setting to no thinking, then it really produces basically worse responses because it doesn't write that much and it doesn't think. And we can also say hide thinking, then it still thinks, but it takes probably a really long time. Yeah, but in this case, it simply ignores that. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. Why would it do that? Generate new story part. Wait a second. So we have that model here. We create that model and here we give it that model. So can we do that again? Thinking on partial thinking. We can, okay. We can hang ourselves in there to do some things when it's thinking. But it's still thinking. So what I want to see is if we try that again in debug mode. Oh no, now I just killed the response. Let's see really quickly. So here it stopped thinking and then says the actual text. That is great. And that's actually how we want it, except that it ignores our request to don't use any markdown. But it has some risks. That's cool. And it also outputs this stuff. And it also, it's thinking for the ASCII art. So let's see if better ASCII art is coming out of there. Well, it's 5 stars. What? This is not art. Well, it's minimal art. Okay, I want to see. So the ancient cavern of Ethelgard shudders as molten light pulses from the ceiling. Hans stands before a towering figure of shadow and fire. I like it. But why 5 stars? We could read all of this. This is 5 stars with spaces which looks like a fire or a celestial object. Very funny. Very cool and funny. Yeah, but now we are in debug mode. Hans is still ready to go. And if we take a look at the model, return thinking is set to false, and it still does the thinking. So why? Why? Yeah, thinking. Solid. Very solid. Can we do something here on, I don't know, on intermediate response, on partial thinking? The response tool executed. Yeah, we did that. On error before tool execution. Great. All that stuff is great. But it doesn't quite work the way we want it to. Now, just to see, we could just add something to the text prompt. Yeah, modern art at its finest, the 5 stars, that's great. How about setting thinking to false when starting the model, like ChatGPT proposed? When starting this model, yeah, so we actually don't start the model explicitly. This Ollama container is running, and I think we could try that out. If we are stopping it and restarting it, it should do just nothing. But we could, well, okay, let me finish my thought. So it does nothing when we start that. And if we call something from LangChain4J on this model, it will automatically run that model, and that takes a while. But of course, we could just explicitly start that model. And that's actually a great idea. Thank you for that, Catherine. Let's see. We restarted our container, and it's already loading something. Damn it. Yeah, it's loading LLaMA. We can call some stuff. So what was it? Probably stop. Yeah. Stop LLaMA 3.2. I don't know there's something added to it, I think. Let's see. Does it stop? Okay, but we can already prepare this one to start. Yeah. No, that's the wrong one. Yeah, here we go. The last one. Ollama run exactly that one. Here we go. It's still stopping. Probably because it's still starting, this one. So we have to wait a few seconds. But that's all right. Yeah, the idea that I had was that we just add this no thinking part to the text prompt. But that could make problems as well. But let's see. Can we see what's going on? How much action is going on? Yeah, here we go. That could be done now. It stopped. Okay. And now we can paste. Think false, right? No. Oh, stop. List. We got a different, yeah. We got a different version, of course. Ollama run Qwen 3 with 4 billion parameters. And then don't forget that one. Okay. Now it's running that up. I'm excited. That could be cool. But then again, we have to find a way that it always starts that one. I think in the run Ollama script, yeah, I explicitly say start with LLaMA 3.2, which if we are not using LLaMA 3.2 anymore, then we should change that. And then we can add the no think thing. But still, it's really disappointing that adding this one does nothing. All right. Let's see. It's not done yet. So the interesting part is, if it's not thinking, is it better for this specific use case than LLaMA 3.2? That is the real question that we have to find the answer to. Okay, is there anything else we could optimize while it is working? What's going on here? Yeah, the default value, that's perfectly fine. We create that ASCII art. What I didn't like was that it always says, well, your health is that and your manas is that. I don't like it. I would like it to not say that. Don't use any markdown. That was specifically said. Yeah, maybe see if we can do some system prompt. Is that added to the model already? System prompt? No. Chat memory, great. Or maybe just here to the string chat model. System message provider. Not sure if that is the right thing here. Configures the system message provider, which provides a system message to be used each time an AI service is invoked. So it's basically the first time, right? When both system message and system message provider are configured, takes precedence. Yeah, all right. A function that accepts a chat memory ID. A value of a method parameter annotated with memory ID. Yeah, I don't have that. And returns a system message to be used. If there is no parameter annotated with memory ID, the value of memory ID is default. The return string can be either a complete system message or a system message template. Okay, so that is the way we could add a system message. Catherine says, I solved the problem by creating a custom model with in-baked prompts with the instructions and changing the number of tokens in can generate and the temperature. Oh, wow. That is impressive. I never did create a custom model. Is that an easy thing to do? It always sounds like it's a lot of work. Yeah, okay. We can see what's going on now. So thinking is set to false once again, but it doesn't matter anyways. And we have some compilations errors, and it's still thinking. So it's probably not LangChain4J's fault. It's just this model is refusing to not think. That's quite something. But all right. What I could do is have a bigger model, but it doesn't fit in the GPU then. That's the biggest one I can run in my GPU. Okay. So it's refusing to not think. Totally just one line of code? What? Okay. If it's really that easy to generate a model, maybe I can do that during the week, but I don't think I can do that today. As a smaller model, I don't think how this could be helpful. Why would it? I thought smaller models would generate worse responses, but we can try that. Or maybe a different model. So where was that? Tool setup? No, the Ollama block. So there were 3 models, but thinking models, yeah. I would really like to try that, but it's just not possible. Magistral. Yeah, but trying out these different models is just time consuming because you have to download them, and it's taking some time. I don't want to do that right now. But I really like Qwen3 because of the responses. So the responses, even though it's still thinking, they are really good. Here, he stood on the edge. So this is the past tense. Interesting. What will you do? Hey, let's continue that just to see. Yes. Smaller models do less thinking. That's actually a very valid idea. Okay. We can do that just on the side, right? We stop that for now. Stop Qwen3. Is that enough? Or do we have to specify? Should be able to find that out. And then we can try a smaller version. What's the smaller version? 8, yeah, 1.7. The cool thing is, if we do that, then it would be maybe possible to add stable diffusion in again. So we could try that. That would be fun because it's such a small model. Okay, stop that right now. You stop. It doesn't stop thinking. It just won't. Can we kill that? I said you should stop, not. No. What? Okay, the user is trying to stop. Yeah. Wait a second. What? Ah. We are in this one. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Stupid, but funny. Ollama, stop. Qwen3. We had the 4 billion. No, not. Oh. Okay, so pay attention to what you type. And Qwen, yeah, you should stop Qwen 3, 4. Here we go. Great. So it only has 2.5 gigabytes. Ollama pull. No, you know what? Just run it already. Qwen 3 and 1.7 billion. 1.7 billion with hashtag think false. Think false doesn't sound right as well. Great. We take that, copy it for our application. Okay. Oh yeah, the system prompt stuff. So we could try that. But this does the generating thing, and where's that? Here we go. Handle, generate, create, generate ASCII art. That's it. I want to see. No, not the chat view, the AI service. Here we go. And this one also calls the chat model, and this chat model is generated also by this one. So we can't put the system prompt in there. But what we can do is here. We have this chat model. You know what? Let's make this somehow clean and add system prompt to assistant chat model, and the string is the system prompt. Here we go. And what? Whew, I'm not good at typing today. Assistant. Yeah, here we go. So now I can't add the system prompt because we need the model for it. Can I get the model? Nope. We could add that in the interface, but I don't know if it's working. Oh. Do we want to have both? Or do we want to have another? Oh yeah, an optional. Yeah, an optional system prompt. That's good. System prompt. That's all right, I guess. I don't like this that much, but it's better than nothing. So if the system prompt, there's something here is no, that's the Apache thing. Here we go. Is blank the system prompt? Then do something, but of course you have to do it if it's not blank, and then we go to the model. Oh, what's the name of it? Already forgot. System, what? This is the model. Just, am I missing something? We just had that. Stream chat model. Oh, that's the AI services. Okay. Huh. All right. Let's put something in there. That's the probably the object ID, not sure. Yep. And then we want to return the system prompt. No, not formatted, just very basic. Right? Right. Okay, and most of these, if you're generating ASCII art, you can have that. No, I really hate that stuff if you have that many null parameters. And we could also overload that function, of course. That's all right. Where are we? This one method that we actually want. Here we go. And now we say the game initial prompt with the formatted hero. Hero. All right. So we have that initial prompt, that LangChain4J model creation. Yeah, thank you. That actually does the initialization. And then we have a different prompt to actually start the game. So this is the initial prompt. And here we go with, all right. Just start the game. Start the story. Right? Simple. Starting prompt. Yeah, and here we have to say output initial hero name, initial, and some random stuff. So we actually don't explicitly say, hey, let's go in this prompt. You are a storyteller AI that generates an interactive fantasy text adventure game starring a hero. Blah, 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 blah. Let's break that to make it more readable. The game should be played turn by turn, with each turn offering a description of the current scene and allowing the player to choose what the hero does next. So we don't say, yeah, begin the story. Sometimes it's hard to explain things while thinking of them. So the first step is actually just initializing all that stuff. First step, initialize the following. And then hero name, the hero with full and some random items. Okay. And then if you get that prompt, you really start the story. Whew, that is something very tricky at this point. We create that and generate a new story part with a starting prompt. We don't need this anymore. We just need that at the beginning. Good. Now this is loaded. This is downloaded and loaded into the graphics card. So we are good to go. We set this in the applications. This is right. So let's go. Less thinking this time. Okay, we are online. Let's go. What will Hans do this time? No thinking. Catherine, you were right. That's amazing. Wow. I am really impressed. We don't have any inventory. Is there any function call? Done? No. So that's not that great. But still, let's cast a powerful spell to try to drive the fiend back. Choice. Okay. Ancient temple. Wait a second. We just did that. Okay. Okay, we got some function calling. No, wait a second. Let's read this through. It was etched with runes. Massive ancient fiend. Hans has a few key items in his inventory. His health is at 85% and his mana is at 90. That sounds about right. And we have this cool stuff. Use the crystal staff to create a barrier. Yes. Please. Foe and fate. Oh, very nice. No ASCII art at all, but nice. Ooh, damn it. I shouldn't have changed two things at once, because we changed the model and we changed the system stuff. Let's see what that object ID is. It should always be default. I think a problem is that I'm telling it to do some things in the system message. I don't think that's a good idea, because then every time it wants to do something, it will do that stuff. Yes, here we are. So object ID is in fact default, which was described anyway. So that's all right. The hero. I like that. That's an arena. All right. So use your imagination. Yeah, somehow it goes back to the initial prompt every time. And right now it says the health is at 85%. It doesn't do anything of that. It doesn't call any functions, but if we go on, it will call the functions, I guess. System prompt. Yeah, that's the same thing here again. And now it sets some things. Yeah. I think I made a mistake with that system stuff. Let's go through it again really quickly. The game, this is good. I think this is like just it sets some ground rules, and it does that for all of these things. Yeah. Let the story unfold. It should be completed. That's great. Tone and setting, I like that. Output, yes. And then the first step. Why is it? So this is the starting prompt. And then every time the system prompt gets thrown in again. Yeah. That was probably just a mistake. Let's keep it the way it was. mark that down as a fail, and that's perfectly fine. First step, and then first step, initialize the following. First, let's do it like this. Step 1, initialize the following. Initialize the hero name. So-and-so, and with hero name with blah, 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 and with full health, mana, and some random items in the inventory. And then step 2, begin the story. Here we go. Easy. Let's remove that again. Some things just don't work out. Probably would have to tinker around with that to find the problem. Yeah, we don't want that anymore. We need the initial prompt with formatted and the hero name. And then here we just remove that null again. I forgot about AI today again. This JetBrain AI assistant. That's fine. Okay. I like the model. So the Qwen 3 not thinking in this slide mode seems to work. Even though the ASCII art, I would say, is even more terrible than the one from LLaMA 3.2 with the cats and all. Oh no. Win the game. Oh, that was quick. What? Why is it trying to win the game already? Get current is... Oh, did I... Is null. Why is it null? Well, that is strange. And there's... It should be optional somewhere. Is it not? So the hero communicator calls this, which is perfectly fine. But let's call it this way as well. I think that's better. There we go. Well, this is a bad object to get the UI from. Yeah, but whatever. If it works here. Win the game, yeah. But show game over. Yeah, 2 usages. So we changed this one, but not that one. Oh yeah, okay. Hate that. Good. And then if we show the actual game over in our chat view, then we don't need this anymore because it simply runs on the right UI thread already. Doesn't change the fact that this result is really bad. Maybe we should activate thinking again. Here we go. It does the function calling, but it writes the function calling down. And it's not understanding that these are function calls. Let's do a fun little experiment where we activate thinking again. Maybe it doesn't do that much thinking. Maybe this works, maybe it doesn't. Code changed, it says. Well, if you say so. Is it saying like, well, you didn't want me to think? I'm not thinking. No. It simply does nothing. That's something you can do as well. Wait a second. That should work. Especially if, because we get this if present. So this is the way you should get the UI. Okay. It doesn't think. Or it does think and doesn't tell us it's thinking. We want to attack the fiend, whatever that means in this case. What's going on? Okay, so it is thinking, really. Let's put that over here. Then we, yeah. I think it is thinking, but not showing us that, which is the intended way. At least the way we are using LangChain4J. Let me see that really quickly. Is that maybe newer? Is that 3 days ago? Updated 3 days ago? And maybe the other one is just not updated. No, it's updated as well. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's thinking in the background, which is great. No problem here. Use a health potion. Why would I? I have maximum health. Replenish your dwindling health. No. Search the castle for weapons. I have a sword. Cast a spell. Come on. And what creative ASCII art is that? It's a heroic battle. So yeah, as you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's like this abstract art that where you look at the picture, you don't get it until you like become super intellectual, and then you really get it. Oh yeah, so that's way better now. I don't fully understand what's going on here. Why is it updating this ASCII art? So if we keep the thinking part, we should at least indicate some thinking busy indicator. But it's really not a nice way to play a game. Yeah, but it's really thinking. Let's look at the logs. So this one took 1 minute. I'm excited to see how long the next one will take. Probably a minute or so as well. Okay. But we got some cool info. So we can activate and deactivate thinking in a smaller model, not in the big one. And maybe next time. No, well, now what did we do here in this case? Still thinking. So that's too long. We can't think. We can't do the thinking part. And it should get longer and longer anyways with each call, and that's really bad. And if we are not thinking, this model does doesn't do the function calling. It has some problems as well. So the bigger model didn't have any problems with function calling if we are thinking, but then again, we have these really long thinking parts. Could we say, hey, think for about 20 tokens? Could we maybe limit that? Or is another model altogether a better option? Maybe without thinking. Okay, Catherine, you are mentioning the custom model again, and you might be right. I simply have no experience with that. So if you could point me in the right direction, even after the stream, maybe we can work on that. That would be nice, because right now it's a problem. Yeah, I can limit the tokens. I'm pretty sure of that, but can I limit the specific thinking token? Hey, are we in debug mode? No, it's still thinking. Where are we? Yeah, it's still thinking. Really, that will be a story to remember, I'm telling you. Okay, let's maybe try that today, because we could. Then we have some good result. Posted some links above. I didn't see these links. I don't see any of these links. Maybe this chat window is not right or something. Can I limit the thinking tokens with LangChain4J? Yeah. Okay, that's great. Limit thinking to 50 tokens. That's cool. Yeah, that would be nice. Then we have kind of a stable thinking time window, at least. And wow, that's great. So we need the model again. We are here. Oh, that would be lovely. That would be cool. Nope. The finished model, right? Model. Nope. Let's see. Options. Nope. Config. Nope. Streaming. Yeah. Why do I not do this? Supported capabilities. That's pretty cool to find that out. Yeah. I can't see the links. Just send them to me through LinkedIn or something, or through a message, and then I will post those links in the comments as well for anybody else to see if somebody else is interested. Right now, I don't know why this is not working. Maybe ChatGPT is just making fun of me. Model name, right? Here we go, model name, and then there are options, but no. Thinking. Think, that's great. Return thinking. So this, oh, that's cool. So we can say that it's thinking and then it's telling us what it's thinking. So basically the hide part. Oh, very good. That's cool. But still, this is not working settings won't matter. Yeah. We should be able to add some custom headers. Could that be what we want? Default request. Let's see. Oh, there's just no documentation. Oh, okay. Why would you need that? Anyways. Who needs documentation? Let's move out of here. Custom header. So thinking gives us a string, and then this is the value, and the value is not a string, but again a map. I don't know if this works. Here we go. Map off. Yeah, that's wrong. You know what? Can we use AI again here? Modify selected code. Add some maximum tokens to think with 50. That's a bad prompt. Max tokens. Yeah, but it doesn't work. And it's not for thinking. It's in general. Okay, there is no options in this model builder. Got it. It's always telling me what I want to hear. Oh, come on. That's not nice. Replace first. Oof. Come on. Think 50. Hey, let's do that. Can we set that? And inject thinking max tokens without rewriting. That's awful. That is awful. This is even worse. It has some things, yeah, but not the max token thing. Okay. But what we had was a custom headers. No, not this one. We have custom headers in this model. Does that help? It takes map of strings. Okay. That's not in the header, it's in the actual request. Yeah, that makes sense. Base custom headers. I will find that out offline, because that's taking too long. Okay, well, that was pretty unproductive today. I think the most unproductive so far, but still, we learned some stuff. At least I did. About these different models and thinking. Thinking is really cool because you get really nice responses from models that are quite small, which is good here, but they take a long time. So if we can reduce that thinking time, that would greatly improve the performance, and then we can switch to the right model. Yeah, that's the one thing. And the other thing would be a custom model, which would be pretty crazy. I would like to get into that. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Catherine, for joining and participating. That really helped a lot. And yeah, I hope you like that. If you do, subscribe and like and that kind of stuff. And if you have any ideas what to change, what to try out, please let me know in the comments. This is greatly appreciated. Other than that, have a great day and hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.